and came face to face with a massive shark's head. This was my worst nightmare. And I thought I was going to die. I don't want anyone to get attacked either. Trust me, it hurts. I don't want anyone dying. I was on my back on the surface, kicking my legs. I felt this massive whack in my leg. My survival instincts kicked in, and I thought, I've got to get this thing off me. But I couldn't move my arm because my hand was in its mouth. And so I grabbed it by the nose and I tried to lever it off my leg, but all that did was push the teeth of the lower jaw deeper into my leg. A last-ditch effort, I cocked back to punch it in the nose. I can't even tell you how painful this was. And I realized, I'm not dead. My sole entire mission was to get back to that boat.
After a shark attack, people want answers.
If it is finding that shark and killing it, shark nets on beaches where they are currently used, because I don't care what the greenies say about, the water is the shark's home.
And for nearly a century, the responses looked pretty much the same. Shark nets, drumlines, culls, and yet attacks still happen.
Every single shark bite makes the news, and it's reported over and over and over and over again. But what never makes the news is the millions of interactions there are in the ocean every single day, where a shark swims straight past a swimmer, a surfer, or a diver, and absolutely nothing happens.
You think about how many mistakes humans make, and it's just, I wish that they got that credit and that made the news, because that's something that happens every day, and not the extremely rare mistaken identity bite.
Shark attacks are super rare. Sharks kill less than 10 people a year. But then someone gets attacked, and suddenly the statistic means nothing. People want justice.
We should absolutely have the shark nets, but the reality is, is this a generation that did not watch Jaws? We all know you don't swim at dusk or you don't swim at dawn.
In Australia, we don't have a shark problem. It's that simple. What we have is a coexistence problem. You can't kill your way to safer beaches.
The problem that I have with the culling of sharks, it's not a solution. The nets that they have, the sharks can swim around it, over it, and under it, and there's nothing stopping them from getting to the beach. Sharks don't domesticate one area, they migrate. These sharks that are swimming through Australian waters, especially the great whites that we're killing, they don't belong to Australia. They've been known to swim all the way to Hawaii. They swim all the way down the coast, all the way down to New Zealand. They interbreed down there. They swim back up the coast. They follow the whales. They follow the fish. They're the ocean sharks. They're the world sharks. They're not Australia's property to kill. And this is what happens when you have government ministers running departments that they have no education in, no background in, and don't know what they're doing.
Humans kill around 70 to 100 million sharks every year. Some species have declined by more than 70%. And scientists warn that when sharks disappear, the consequences can ripple through the entire ocean ecosystem.
Not to be too dramatic about it, but an ocean without sharks is a dead ocean. When you remove sharks from an ecosystem, something called a trophic cascade or a trophic collapse happens, where the entire food web collapses all the way down to the tiniest fish, and even coral cannot survive without sharks.
The debate isn't just about sharks, it's about the health of the entire ocean.
Some fishermen might hate sharks for taking their fish, but the reality is, less sharks will in the long run mean less fish too.
While sharks are seen as competition, the reality is without them, there are no fish. And in some places, sharks are worth far more alive than dead. Shark tourism generates millions of dollars every year. So how do we avoid getting bitten without killing sharks?
We need to use modern technologies to spot sharks earlier, to separate sharks from people, to track sharks, to tag sharks. All of these things that we have the technology to do now, today, that we could be doing to help sharks and humans coexist, and we're simply not doing enough of it.
New approaches are being tested. Smart drumlines, drone surveillance, even shark deterrent technology built into surfboards and wetsuits. So here's the bigger question. If millions have been spent protecting sharks, why are we still getting nowhere? Conservationists argue the problem is bigger than any one policy. Sharks migrate across entire oceans. Governments have different priorities. And while the debate over shark net continues, sharks are still being killed at an industrial scale around the world. But for some conservationists, including Andre, removing shark nets is one place to start. If you'd like us to continue investigating this story, let us know in the comments below. Links to the campaign against shark nets in Australia are also in the description below.